Hi everyone, well the British Car Auctions truck has been and dropped off the two cars we got from auction the other day. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to go and check out the previous video. I'll try and put a link in for it somewhere. So yeah, we bought these two from auction the other day because I said I wanted to get some cheapies in. I needed some cars that I've got a lot of stuff that's sort of 7, 8, 9, 10 grand at the moment, but stuff that sells super quick is under 3 grand. Well, under 5 ideally, but around 3 grand is the perfect price point. So we found these two and they weren't without their problems. The Chevy Spark, if you remember, had a warning that had a noisy engine bay, so we're gonna have to check that out because these two were dropped off while I was at the gym actually, so I haven't seen them at all really, don't know much about them. So yeah, we're going to go along and check them all out and see what the score is. I think we'll start with the Chevy Spark first. Let's find out whether we've bought an absolute pup there or not. So like I said, both these cars had a basic BCA report, which just gives you basic rundown of the bodywork, tells you whether the fluid levels are where they should be, whether the clutch will go in forward and reverse or not. That's about it. After that, you're on your own. Now, if you remember, I think this one was 700, and then plus the fees, it ended up being what did it end up being? I'll put the figure in down below. So yeah, let's go and check the Chevy out then. So just literally on the first glance, it doesn't actually look that bad at all. Paintwork looks all right from the front. Headlights are nice and clear. No damage to the front bumper. The lower spotlights are nice and clean and clear. All the chrome's good. Bonnet's got a little bit of stone chipping, but they are quite blunt fronted, so that's to be expected. Wheels always do this, they lose their paint, so they always need a repaint, so I'm not bothered about that. Tyres wise, I think that front tyre will go again. I'll pass an MOT, I'd have thought. No scuffing on the wing mirror there. Door seems good here, door seems good there. Bumper slightly different red. But again, we're getting to an age where is that really that important? It could just be fading, just plastic versus metal, that can happen. Again, wheel needs painting. Tyre, about half worn I'd say on that. Rear light's nice and clear again. Spoiler okay. Yeah, that light's clear as well. No damage to the rear of the bumper. This red looks slightly different here. So it's possibly had a bit of a paint here. But again, it's not massively out. I think it's more than acceptable. Yeah, passenger rear door's alright. Driver's door's alright. Wing's okay. It's poking out a little bit there. Nothing major though. Again, that tyre's probably okay. Where is the? Let's find that wear indicator somewhere. It's getting close, but it's not on it. And that one again just needs a paint. So actually, overall bodywork wise, I'm pretty chuffed with that. No need for me to get any paint done, which is one of the biggest costs, and both in time if I do it myself and in money if I pay somebody else. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let's take a look at the inside. Now these Chevy Sparks tend to be good inside. They tend not to be owned by the kind of people that wreck them. And looking at this one, I think we've got the same score. Interior fabrics are all really good. Plastics are good. Now if you haven't seen the channel before, you'll know that I'm actually quite a fan of these Chevy Sparks, as is a number of... Oh, we haven't got all the unlocking done, or is that door locked? Stuck. No, it was locked. Yeah, if you haven't seen the channel before, you know I'm a fan of these little Chevy Sparks. I think they're great value for money. I find them pretty bulletproof reliable, which is why I took the gamble of the engine noise, thinking that possibly being a chain, it's a water pump that's bad, something like that, rather than the engine itself, because I've not had a bad engine on one yet. Touch wood. Jinxed myself completely, didn't I? But yeah, you get a newer car with a lower mileage for your money with these, and I find them totally reliable, and I also think they nip along all right as well. They're not the most, what's the word? They're a bit agricultural, aren't they? But nothing outrageous. Still got the plastic there from new, I imagine. So the interior is really good. So I've got no paint to do, and I've just got a light valet to do inside. So this is all looking very positive at the moment. Right, just grabbed the paperwork. I've got the owner's manual there, and in here I've got 2 keys, so that's a positive. Owners wise, let me just have a quick look without getting it on camera. It's had 3 keepers. Service book. I don't think it said on the thing whether it had service history or not, so I'm pleased to say that it has got service history here. For those of you that asked, it was about £100 to get it delivered. Right, so we've got service 2013, 14, 15, 17, 19, so 1 miss there. 20, 21, 22, really good result on that. That last service, so it's due a service in 2 months, so we'll do an oil and filter. It being chain, it just needs oil and filter, so we'll do one of those before it goes out. I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. It's pretty much a full service history. If you allow for most cars, having missed a year in COVID, I know that wasn't a COVID year, but 54,995 miles. I forgot the mileage was that low as well. Start her up, see if we've got any lights on the dash. Starts up all right. No warnings on the dashboard other than the handbrake and the seatbelt. And from inside the car, the engine sounds absolutely fine. I can't hear anything at all. It sounds like every one I've ever had. Got the air con. Does it blow cold? No, aircon's not cold, but then again, what we have to decide is based on the cost, whether that's something we do or not. I don't know. We'll have to look, because some might not pay us the extra money for that at the moment, rather have it cheaper and decide for themselves to get it regassed or not. Because again, remember, the idea of these cars is small margin, quick turnover, keep them really affordable. Got a CD radio, we've got a USB and an auxiliary input, so we can get our Spotify playing through the sound system if we need. I'm really chuffed with it so far, but let's have a take a proper look at that engine bay and see what's going on. Yeah, still sounds sweet as a nut to me. I can't hear any noises that I'm worried about at all on that. We'll let it sit here and idle for a while, let it get fully up to temperature, sit in and see if we have any problems with overheating or anything like that. But no, for the moment, it seems okay to me. I'll report back when it gets fully up to temperature and make sure everything's still looking okay on that front. In the meantime, let's take a look at the Fusion. So, chuffed with one of the 2 purchases. Let's have a check out of the Fusion and see what we think of that. I mean, initial signs again are the bodywork's decent on it. There's no scuffs on the bumpers, well, not any big ones, you know, just very light scratching. Very little stone chipping across the front of the car. Headlights could do with a machine polish up. They'll come up a lot better than that, and that will make the front end look a lot better. Yeah, front wings good. No major damage to the wing mirrors. Wheels look a little tired. We could do with spraying doing the trick of spraying the wheels black behind there again. Tyres, again, they're not on the, they're off the wear indicators. They've got a few mil above the wear indicators. Wheel trim's not too bad. I don't think we need to refurb that. These doors look okay. It's been painted, I think. Has it? I think it might have been painted. I can see signs around the door handle there of some paint. But again, let's be realistic about it. Are we really worried at this price point whether the car's been previously painted or not? These are on the wear indicators. They're on the side, so that tyre's going to need doing for sure. Wheel trim again is alright. I don't think it needs refurbing. Just need the wheel paint in black. Rear lights okay. Again, this rear bumper's only got very minor chipping down here from loading. Badge is good. Boot lips good. All that's, again, this corner's okay. It's poking out a little bit. Could do with gluing that in. Just the clips got old. No horrible panel gaps that indicate anything paint wise, accident wise, for the paint that we saw there. Yeah, well, it's good along here. Got a little bit of lacquer peel just there. Rear door's okay. Oh, look at this, we've got paint on this door as well. That's her paint. Strange how the door's either side painted, isn't it? Maybe the whole thing's been painted at some point. I wouldn't have thought so. Who would do that on a Fusion? Perhaps both doors had a ding. We've got a bit of a mark here that's not going to come out. I need touching in. Oh, I didn't look at the rear tyre there, did I? Yeah, that's worn on the outside as well. Down to the wear indicator. But this front tyre's got loads of tread on it. Yeah, it's got plenty left on it. That wheel trim could do with a refurb. But that's the only one, I think. Again, I'm going to keep saying it to myself. Don't go crazy, James. Small profit, quick turnover. Keep them affordable. No, I'm pleased with that bodywork wise. I mean, again, I'm not having to get any paint done. Maybe spray the wheels, the steel of the wheels, and touch up a couple of wheel trims. But other than that, all good to go. Check out the interior. Well, again, fabrics look all right. Nice blue that's not faded and stained and horrible. Carpets are clean. It's in really good nick. All of this looks good. These normally wear out completely. The plastic comes off the top of there, but that's all right. Gear knob's not really worn. 92,994 miles, which for 2007 isn't bad. Got an auxiliary input, so we can get our tunes through there as well. Aircon, let's see whether that's cold or not. Let's have a quick start up of it. Starts up on the button. No warning lights for anything other than fuel. Aircon. Not that cold, but again, it's a nice to have, not a need to have, isn't it really? It's still blowing cold air, just not freezing cold air. This seems to rev cleanly enough. Just check the electrics work. Didn't do that in the Spark, did I? That's a nice speed on the old window there. The motors seem to be in fine form for those. CD auxiliary input. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. We have got 2 keys, however, though, so that's a bonus. Paper-wise, former keepers 2, so not bad for a car of this age. Just have a look at the history. Oh, we haven't got any other receipts, so if it's not in here, we haven't got it. Yeah, only 2 stamps in the book there. And this is a replacement book, is it? Not sure. Yeah, only 2 stamps in the book, so very low on history. The back seats are in really good condition. Check out the boot. Where is it on these? Or do I need to put the... I need to put the key in, I think, don't I? And the boot. It's all clean and tidy. Couple of mats in there. Got spare wheel kits in place. Good size boot. So under the engine bay, in the Fusion, coolant looks a nice colour. Possibly a little low. I think it's supposed to be up to the edge there, but nothing outrageous. It's all honestly dirty. It's got a Halford battery on there. So we'll look at the oil. Oil is a little bit low, about halfway through, but only about 750ml below. Isn't an outrageous colour. Seems dry. Don't see any. Yeah, seems very dry around the gearbox. Down here, we're looking to see if there's any leaking between the gearbox and the bell housing. Sorry, the gearbox and the engine. See if there's any seals gone there. But it all seems very dry in here. The engine seems dry. I'm not seeing any oil leaking anywhere. All those plastic manifolds clear of any oil from the rocker covers and all that kind of stuff. It's a clean little engine bay, to be honest. I mean, it's obviously not literally clean, but pre-valet, it looks tidy. Sounds alright. I'm not hearing any knocks or bangs or rattles. Idling nicely. No big vibrations going on. That seems to run sweetly enough. So we've got them both sitting idling for the temperature test. So comment down below, what's your thoughts so far? What's the better of the, down below, what's the better of the two buys so far, do we think, before we go on the road test? You need to not cheat, and comment now what you think the problems might come to light on the road test. So the Fusion's now up to temperature. One thing I am starting to hear is a little bit of a grumble from a bearing on a tensioner or something down the side here. Could be the air con, could be one of the tensioners. Don't think it's the alternator, but the guys will be able to spin that up and find out what bearing's grumbly there. Like I say, we're at half temp and it seems to be religiously sitting there, so I think we're good for a test drive on both. Goes through the gears all right. Up into fifth, no problems at all. Steering's okay. I'm not hearing any nasty knocks or bangs. There's something in the back, I'm not quite sure, it might be something floating around in the boot. Does it steer straight? Seems to be. No, nothing seems to be wrong with that drive at all, guys. Like I say, the Chevy Sparks, they're underrated. I really think they're underrated. They're quite nippy. They're very reliable. Super cheap to buy. They've got a little bit of character about them. Anyhow, I think we'll get this straight down for MOT because I don't need to do any body work on it. It needs the lights and valets. So let's go and find out what we're going to be in it for an MOT, eh? You can no doubt tell there with the audio, I was trying out a new camera when I was test driving the Spark just then, and we lost the volume on the video when we test drove the Fusion. Good news is Fusion drove really well, so no worries with that at all. No knocks and bangs out the suspension, pulled well, yeah, nothing, you know, broke well, nothing to worry about at all with it. Really pleased with it. We just need to get it down, like I say, and find out what tensioner is making that noise. But the Spark is obviously down for MOT now. Now, I did record more footage when I got it down for MOT, but the camera also lost all the audio off that, so there's no point showing you it. There's lots of me pointing at the engine bay, because by the time I got down there, I popped the bonnet to have a look at it with Joe, one of the mechanics down there, and he pointed out the coolant was low. So we looked at it, and the bottle had water down the side of the bottle, or looked like it had down sort of the seal area of the bottle. I might include some of the video footage, but without any sound. And it was a bit pressurized, so it looks like we might have a head gasket on the Spark, which is strange because it was fine when it was sat there, but I've often found that with cars and head gaskets and coolant. Sometimes you can sit and leave them running and they're fine, but when taken for a drive, that's when you get the problems. He did think possibly it might be the cap on the expansion bottle, but to me the cap looked really new. So that could indicate that someone's already had a go at doing that, unfortunately. So no luck with that. But so we could be out of luck with that, because I don't see... Well, I guess we'd have to do the head gasket to get our money back out of it, but then we'd need to charge the top money for it. We wouldn't be able to do the turn it around quick at a low margin job on it, would we? So yeah, we'll have to update you on that in the next one when we find out a little more. The guys are going to do a test on it, and they'll come back to me on it. So as per normal, the auction buys, they're riddled with danger, guys, riddled with dangers. I always say they are not the path to riches. If you can self-source cars, you're a lot better off. But as always, many thanks for watching. We will get a transformation done on this one. We will get something done with the Spark, so tune in next time to find out how we get on. And I promise you, we will also discuss this and why this is almost empty. Thanks everyone, see you again soon.